So this is a lot of information. Let me walk you through it one by one. In Web 1, what do you see? You usually see static websites, so websites that are still. Who creates it? Usually one company. What is being sold? Usually a one-time purchase of a physical asset on a public infrastructure. So this means you might buy some dog food, or you might buy a shirt or food, and you usually would buy it once. What challenges did users face in the past? Slow speeds. What hardware did we use in the past? Usually we look at this on our desktop computer, and the information that we were looking at came from that one company and that one company's servers. In the past, you would log in with one account, and if you forgot your password, you would ask that one company to help you. The data would be owned by the company creating the content, and the biggest winner in Web 1.0, so let's say about 20 years ago, would be the central organization. So if you work for that company that has a great website, that company wins, meaning that they create a lot of profit, and the people who work for that company, let's say America Online, AOL, they would be successful, and the employees at that company would also be successful because they would have a job in the long term. Now, switch to Web 2.0. Web 2.0 is what we have today. When you look online, what do you see? You see dynamic websites. This means that things are changing. When you go onto Facebook, the data is changing all the time. There's always new information on Instagram whenever you refresh. Who creates it? Facebook and Instagram do not create a lot of content. We are the ones who create it when we take a picture of our food, when we check in at a place, or when we write our status update. What is being sold? Sometimes we have access to free things like on Facebook and Instagram, and ads are sold. So ads are sold to companies. But we can also look, for example, at Netflix. Netflix offers a subscription to an unlimited digital asset on a private platform. You pay one fee per month and you get access to everything. What challenges do users face? A lack of control over personal data and viewership. What hardware does it use? Data is usually viewed on mobile phones sent from outsourced servers, for example, Amazon Web Services. How do you log in? You can log in through that one platform's account, and as you can see, you can also use that account for multiple websites. But this is the key part. Who owns the data? Even though it's a picture of our ktiu or our milkshake or latte, that picture is owned by Facebook and by Instagram. When we take a good picture, it gets many likes and many shares, and that is our payment. 100 likes, 1,000 likes, 1,000 shares. We don't own that information, and we don't get paid. We don't own the revenue from our digital asset, from our data. And so the biggest winner are these platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and so forth. Well, actually, Facebook and Instagram are one company. Now let's move to Web 3.0. So to be clear, Web 3.0 doesn't fully exist yet. We are still somewhat between Web 2 and Web 3. But the goal and what we see happening already with many different types of companies is to have dynamic websites and 3D spaces. The users still create the content, and what is being sold are digital assets with utility, meaning it gives you benefits in physical worlds and virtual worlds. So let's go back to the pictures of the monkeys. I don't know if you remember the apes that I showed earlier. With that ape, I can log in using the data from that ape, special clubs, special chat rooms, special websites where only people who have that membership can actually access. Think about the company Ariani. They give an NFT or a digital passport to an owner, let's say, for example, of an Hermes bag. So I don't have to walk around with an Hermes bag, an Hermes handbag, to get access to certain things. And I don't have to give my name, my address, my phone number, my email to get access to certain things. They know, oh, I like this brand and I actually own the bag. I don't own a copy of the bag. I actually own the bag. And therefore, I get access to better service at stores. I also get access to special online spaces. Now, Hermes hasn't done this yet, but many brands are starting to do so. As I mentioned before, Adidas has started doing so with Bored Ape. Now, what challenges do users face? I have to admit that using crypto and using blockchain ventures is still hard. It's not easy to use yet. And the fact that we own our own ID information means that if I forget my password, I cannot ask Google or Facebook to refresh, to send me a new password. If I lose my password to my wallet, that's it. It's gone. And that's a good thing because it means that no one can steal it. The company cannot decide that they don't like you or that that you violated some terms and delete all of your data. That's a good thing, but it also represents a challenge because digital literacy is not yet widespread and crypto literacy is still less widespread. Now, what hardware does it use? This will be really exciting for any developers or engineers that are listening. While in the past, we could use outsourced servers like Amazon Web Servers, this still represents what we call a centralized solution, meaning that if for some reason Jeff Bezos gets all of his assets confiscated and Amazon goes down, then we've lost all our data. As a small business owner relying on Amazon Web Services, it's still a central place. Now, Amazon Web Services will tell you, oh no, we have copies of your data in many places, so don't worry. And that's probably true. But the key part is that it all is in a centralized place. So if for some reason they cancel your account or you don't pay or you miss a payment, that data is gone. And the app, the website that runs from that server also doesn't work. What's really exciting about peer-to-peer networks in blockchain, and I'm not talking about the financial component, I'm simply talking about the digital infrastructure, is that this is a peer-to-peer autonomous network that will run forever. So you can put your software on it and people will be incentivized to maintain the servers. And they do this by mining and by getting a reward from the mining. Now we can go into those technical issues later. I wanted to just finish up here. How do you log in a non-custodial wallet? Here, non-custodial means that you have custody of the wallet. You own the wallet. And then who owns the data? The user. And what's really exciting about Web3 is that the biggest winner might be not Facebook, Amazon, and so forth, making Jeff Bezos the richest man in the world, but actually all of us who use that platform and all of us who create value for that platform.